Alright guys, today we're just going to take a look at this Carrera RC speedboat. This is the review. It's I'm going to make it pretty short and sweet because it's not these are very uncomplicated. It's really nice. Okay, I would recommend buying this thing in a heartbeat. This thing, it drives real nice. The battery lasts forever. It goes almost 20 minutes. I put a little short video at the end. I'm not going to bore you with 20 minutes of me speeding around in the river, but I just put about 3 minutes or so in there of me going around in the Youghiogheny River. The box it comes in is right here. And they give you this nice stand to set it on when you're not, when you got it up on the shelf or whatever. They give you this nice lanyard for the controller, which is pretty nice, but I probably won't even use it for that. I'll use it for my drones, for the quads. Then they give you an extra set of these little locks for the top, because these things can be easily lost. Here's the transmitter. Now, it has these, if you open up the back of the transmitter, there's two little doors on here. And out pops these extending joystick things. You can add them onto here if you wish, if you're like a pincher. But I'm a thumber, so I'm not using those. This thing is super easy to drive. Okay, I mean, it's super easy. I mean, it couldn't be easier. A 3-year-old could do this thing. The only thing I could never find anything about this thing, I looked online, I looked everywhere, I couldn't find out anything about the range. It doesn't say anything in there in the manual or online about the range. So when I went out to the river, I didn't go that far away. I'm sure this is a 2.4 gigahertz. I'm sure the range is probably pretty far. But, I'm in this big river, so I was afraid to go out too far. Then if I lose the range, then I'm screwed. If I had somebody else there with me, I would have tested out the range. I explained that in the video. If I had somebody there, I would have. Well, anyway, they give you an extra set of these little lock tabs, and they go on here. You put the top of the boat on, and then you just put them on there, and you spin them on there to lock the top on there. It's quite simple. Okay, and it has a 7.4 650, but it's a lithium ion. It's not a lipo battery. It's a lithium ion battery. Charges pretty fast, and this thing goes for almost 20 minutes. So, I mean, you can have a good time with this thing in 20 minutes. And it has an on and off switch in here too. Right there. Right there's the on and off switch. And it has a little sensor on here. It's on the bottom, and there's a little light right there. It has a water sensor. So the motor won't start if it's not in the water. Okay, that's a little safety feature, to keep the kiddies from tearing their fingers up, so like I said, I took it to the river yesterday. It was great. I mean, it performed beautifully, so I'm really digging this thing. And if you guys ever wanted to get one, I mean, I'd recommend this thing because it was pretty cheap, just to start out with. I paid, it was on clearance, so I paid $30 for it. I think it's regularly like $45 or something like that. But as well as this thing performed, I would have paid $45 for it, or $50. Yeah, it's worth it to me. This thing was really nice. I mean, I was really impressed. I mean, it even performed really good up at the pool, And that was the first time I ever messed with one of these. I'd never messed with one of these ever until I dropped it in that pool. That was the first time I ever messed with one of these boats. So, I mean, I got the hang of it pretty quick. Just start out slow until you figure out the directions there. I mean, it's not complicated. It's just the throttle is on the left and the rudder is on the right. I mean, it's easy peasy, man. There's nothing to it. Takes 4 AA batteries, which they give you in the package. So they give you that, the lanyard, the stand, the lithium-ion battery, and this manual, which is in about 700 languages. So, I mean, it's got everything in here, even Arabic. Okay, that's even in here. I mean, I don't know if they have any water in the middle of the Sahara Desert, but who knows? Maybe there's a little oasis somewhere where they can spin it around in there. So, all right, guys, I give this thing a big thumbs up. Like I said, there's only a couple of minutes of water video because I didn't think it was necessary for me to put the whole video in there. You get the point with the little bit of video I got in there. It's really nice. I mean, I'm really impressed with this thing. So, all right, guys. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. All right, guys. I'm out here with the Carrera RC speedboat. Out here on the Youghiogheny River. You can see the Boston Bridge right there. And we're going to throw this thing out here in the water just to see what it'll do outside. It's pretty cool. You know, I never had one of these boats before, but actually they're pretty cool. Now, I'm not recording no external sound on this thing. Let me get my bag before it flies away here. My feet just got wet, but hey, that's the brakes, right? That's my bag where I put my shit in. This thing is definitely cool, guys. I mean, it's definitely... I can see if you got a buddy out here and you could, you know, have some racing or set up some kind of course. It's pretty easy to drive these things. It's not real complicated. It's just, you just got to get used to the control. I mean, it's just left and right. That's it, and the throttle. Now, of course, because I'm out here in the middle of nowhere by myself, I'm not going to check the range out. If I had my buddy over there across the river, I would try. I bet you this thing would go across the river. I mean, I don't know, it's 2.4 gigahertz, so I mean, I'm sure the range on this thing would be pretty decent. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not using any external microphone, so whatever, Doesn't sound that hot. You got to turn the volume up. Blame it on Mr. Magoo. Oh, Magoo, you've done it again. Yes, blame it on Mr. Magoo. But this thing is definitely... I mean, I actually went to Toys R Us yesterday, and they were out of stock.